Hello.
How are you
Thank-
doing?
Good and you.
I'm doing well.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media. You are listening to Shop Talk, and I am your host, Styles by Joni. And today I have Mr. Sean Oliver here with me, and we'll be chatting it up about some great topic and a testimony here today. So I hope my listeners are blessed and striving to be the best. Okay, Mr. Sean, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a great day. Walking
Good.
off someone's Thanksgiving Day meal.
Right. That's correct, right? So tell the people who you are, Mr. Sean Oliver, and your story. A little bit about
Okay.
your story.
Okay, my name is Sean Oliver, and after serving 27 years, 10 months, and 16 days inside of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice in the great state of Texas, I was released in April of this current year, and I find myself working for a wonderful organization called Jail to Jobs, and I'm at one of the reentry centers, and God has blessed me. And with this second opportunity, I plan to make the most of it.
Wow. So how have you dealt with the social and the spiritual situations as far as since you've been out? Like, how have you dealt with the different?
Okay. Socially, I've had a lot of help. I've had friends and the church that I go to, as well as the organization that I work for. And that's all tied into my spirituality, because one of the gentlemen who suggested that this would be a good job for me, I was able to mentor him throughout my incarceration. And so once I got here, I'd say the hardest part has been initially because of COVID, having
Right.
to myself with banking and other things I had to do online and getting a driver's license. So that was the hardest social part, just being patient.
Right.
It's not
It
like-
takes time. Right? It takes time to do all these things. So just be patient with the whole process.
You're right. I appreciate it. And spiritually, the biggest surprise for me, a lot of lessons that I had learned as far as character building, they work. Even though that was during incarceration that I learned it, out here it worked, and it kept me out of trouble.
That's good. So how could you give that same analogy, staying out of trouble? You said it kept you out of trouble, and you're a grown man today. For the youth, what would you tell them, and how, to keep them from going down the same path over and over and over?
The best thing I know how to say is, when I grew up, money was the most important thing to me. But money doesn't make up for what's missing on the inside. So to all the youth, I'm not even telling you about right or wrong. I'm telling you that emptiness that you feel on the inside, I'm saying on your best day, when you hit the lick, when you went to the club, when you got the girl, your best day is still empty without God. And not only is it empty without God, incarceration or death awaits.
Wow. Straight to the point.
I mean, that's it.
Straight to the point. Yeah, I agree. Very good. Now, how does the jail, is that jail for jobs?
Jail to jobs.
Jail to jobs.
That's right.
I like that. Yeah, tell the people what that is, what you guys do.
You're excited right there. Well, we deal with at-risk. And what that means, if they have been in trouble with law enforcement and they are between the ages of 17 and 24, when they get out of jail, even if they're going to court or they're on probation or whatnot, we tell them, we tell the judges, we tell the parents, we can break the cycle of poverty and criminal thinking. And they say, how do you do that? Well, the first thing we do is we give you a job. A lot of people who give you jobs, they're just worried about the bottom line. We provide the youth jobs. Myself and two other supervisors, we work side by side with them, teaching life skills.
Right.
Like you said, I'm a grown man, but I'm a grown man who's learning construction for the first time, who's learning how
Wow.
to print t-shirts and run machinery, and that helps the youth. Because if it's all God,
Right.
then what about the bills?
Right.
What
You
about
got to have both. You got to have a balance.
That's right. And if
I
it's
like
just
that.
a job,
Right. That's not realistic, you know. We need more. I like that, jail to jobs, because guess what? That's what's happening with the people, or youth, or older people that go to jail and get out and then can't find a job because they have that record, or they have something, you know, that's holding them back. So
that's right.
this opportunity that you guys have come up with is wonderful. So what I would like to do, hopefully, is find that same, something similar to this here in Charlotte.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, try to network this, or the idea, because that's what these kids need. They need some kind of something to move forward to once you get out, you know?
I think that that's a brilliant idea. And one of the common questions we're asked, why ages 17 to 24? Because we're a ministry that we strive for you to quit us. What do you mean? We just want to start you. And we hope that you get a better job. And we hope that your character grows. So I know they need that in Charlotte as well as they need that here in Austin.
Right. I'm telling you. Yeah. Everywhere. I mean, a lot of places are not giving that hope at the end. Once you know, everybody go through something, but why condemn that person to the death? You know what I mean? They can't even focus, function, can't move forward in life to the next step. You know what I mean? So this is great.
Right. If I might, during my incarceration, something that a lot of people might not know, something happens behind the walls, behind the bars, that if I have an opportunity, I'd like to share that with you.
Sure. Yeah, I would love to hear it, because I'm gonna tell you something too. Because how we connected is always something in the universe that brought that together. Because I have someone that's incarcerated that I know, you know, personally, that's been in there for so long. A lot of people, but you know, trying to get out and can't. They're holding them captive, kind of, in a sense, you know, for small stuff, you know. So yeah, I understand. So go ahead.
Well, something that surprised me is that I learned how to develop relationships. Before incarceration, life was just about me. It's about me, it's about partying, it's about who I associate with or whatnot. But in prison, you have to learn how to get along with others. And if you allow that experience, it translates into getting along with others in society. And a lot of people, you know, in the movies, they show the gangs, they show the violence, they show the recidivism. That's a part of it. But also, there is a community in every prison in the United States. I guarantee you that there are skills being developed for us to live better in community, because if we don't know how to live together,
Right. That's true. That's true.
So that's one thing I just like to share, because a lot of people, man, you did all that time, and how did you
did
come
nothing? Right.
Relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's one drawback, if a person does any amount of time and they don't learn how to have good relationships,
right,
then that's an accident waiting to happen.
And coming back and returning and doing it all over again. Yeah, I like that.
People think drugs, or you've always done this. In my experience, a person developing relationships behind walls is going to be successful, because it takes so much more than just conversations. It takes me taking the back seat sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me understanding the perspective of someone else, and that translates. But if I just get in my zone and I'm doing my time, I can't live by myself, or that's not going to work. And when I say work, it's not going to be successful.
Yes. Very understandable. To the point. Yes. Very, very good. So what back where you are that you guys are working on like right now? What are you doing for the youth? So they come to you, like what's the process right quick, and then we'll.
Okay, what happens is the first thing, they're hired, and we have a culinary program.
Okay.
We have a construction program. We have a t-shirt making program, and now we have a dog program. And so they are placed according to, I'm not going to say attitude, but according to their inclination or their fit.
Right.
Obviously, we have some young ladies, like one young lady, she's pregnant. She's due to have the baby this month. She's not on the construction site.
Right.
And so she works at the culinary program. And so we come in and we basically show them, because we're working. We sell meals or we subcontract with the construction companies, and whatever duties we have, we're teaching them those duties. But while we're doing those duties, we're talking to them about life, because you have a lot of youngsters, whether you were drunk or high or your home life wasn't right, you might not have went to bed till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And so having us side by side with you, it helps the company's bottom line, because we're there, we're going to be responsible and accountable, but it also helps that you to understand. Just talk to me, bro. Like you said,
just talk. You have somebody to. Right. That's very good. Very good.
And they leave.
And then they leave.
We don't put them out, but we want them to get a better job. And a lot of times the skills that they're learning, because our youth, these are some great people.
So you're saying they leave. When you say they leave it
better job.
Oh, okay. They move on. Okay.
This is just the beginning.
Just the beginning. It gives them.
Right. A lot of people juvenile, without something occurring, eventually they're going to end up in prison.
Right.
So programs for people who've gone to prison, there are programs for juveniles, but what about that age?
What about that middle part? Yeah.
Right.
They're very good. I'm so impressed. I'm impressed with what you're doing.
I love it. And really, someone helped me with it, because honestly, I was like, I'm going to do whatever I can to serve people, but I never thought it would be with you.
Right.
Because generally I'm straightforward and to the point. So they're like, man, you do good with the adults. Well, I've had great relationships. I haven't had any incidents, because it's attitudes and all kind of stuff going on. But the key to me is just listening. I just tell them, if you want to talk, we can talk. If not, we can just work. And that has worked well for me.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what the kids need. That's what the youth need. That's what humanity need that. You know what I mean? People want to have someone they can listen to, because sometimes you're keeping that stuff bottled in, it's going to just explode, or you're going to end up back, from the start, instead of a new beginning. So I'm impressed with you and your new beginnings. Where do you see yourself? It's been April till now. You have a long road ahead of you, because I can just see you doing great things. Where do you see your future?
I see my future helping people as far as ministry and consulting. And what that looks like is I started a YouTube channel, and what I'm attempting to do is exactly what you're doing. Firstly, you're setting the example for me, whether it be through interviews or encouraging words. I see myself just going in and helping people, and help doesn't have a picture to me.
Right.
Help has the fact that I know my fit, I know I'm available, and what that's going to look like. It looked like construction last week. It looked like culinary this week. What it may look like a year from now, I'm just open. I'm an open canvas, and whatever God chooses to write, I'll follow it.
Amen to that. And thank you for coming with me and doing this interview. I appreciate you. You guys are listening to Shop Talk. And wait, what's your YouTube channel? Give them your YouTube channel right quick.
Okay, my YouTube channel is called Open Doors to Better Relationships. My Facebook is Sean Oliver, and my Instagram is Sean C. Oliver, Sean S-E-A-N.
All right, guys. You heard it from Sean's mouth. Okay, you guys check him out. You are listening to Shop Talk. I am your host, Styles by Joni. Until next time, you guys, Stay blessed and definitely not stressed.
Have a wonderful day.
Same to you.